The wind was sharp, cutting like a knife through the broken city. Snow fell from the gray sky, covering the ruins of buildings and the bones of a world that once had life. A woman walked slowly, her arms holding a small child close to her chest. The child's feet were purple from the cold, bare and weak, and the mother's heart broke with every step. She whispered into her daughter's ear, her voice trembling. "Just one hot meal for my daughter, just one hot meal and I will be yours tonight." But the air only carried her words away. Lost, in the silence of the dead city, the child's stomach growled softly and her lips were blue. The mother pressed her closer, fighting tears. She had given away her own food days ago, saving only crumbs for the little one. The streets were dangerous. Shadows moved among the broken walls. Scavengers and hunters looked for the weak, and the mother knew they would take everything if they found her. Still, she could not stop, because to stop was to die. She walked past the burned cars and shattered glass, her eyes always searching, her ears always listening. Then something strange happened. The snow around her glowed for a moment, a pale light falling from the sky. The child lifted her head, whispering with weak wonder, "Mama, the stars are falling." But these were not stars, they were lights moving fast and unnatural. The mother's heart raced. She pulled her daughter close and hid behind a wall. She had seen these lights before. During the war, when fire rained, from the heavens and cities burned. She waited, holding her breath. The lights passed, but then one broke away, drifting down slowly, like it was searching. She wanted to run, but her daughter was too weak. So she stayed, hiding in the ruins, praying for silence, praying for darkness, but then she heard it. A heavy step on the snow, slow and steady. Her daughter buried her face into her chest, trembling. The mother looked out from behind the broken wall and her blood turned cold. A figure stood in the snow, tall and strange. Armor covered its body, dark metal shining even in the weak light. Its eyes glowed faintly, two burning points in the night. It was no man, it was one of them. The aliens who had destroyed her world. The monsters who had burned her people. Her breath caught in her throat. She wanted to scream, to run, but her legs felt like stone. The figure did not move closer, only stood there, watching. The silence stretched, heavy and cruel. Then, in a deep voice broken and strange, the creature spoke. "You are cold," it said slowly, the words thick but clear enough. "You are hungry." The mother clutched her child tighter, her body shaking. She thought of running, of fighting, of throwing a stone, anything. But her daughter was too weak, too fragile. If she made the wrong move, they would both die. The alien took one step closer, snow crunching under its heavy foot. "I do not want your death," it said. Its hand moved slowly, and the mother gasped, but it was not a weapon. It opened a small pack, showing something inside. Steam rising from a metal container. Food, real food, hot food. The smell filled. The air strong and warm, making the child stir with hunger. The mother's throat burned, her eyes filled with tears. Her whole body screamed to take it, to give her daughter just one bite. But her heart screamed too, screamed with hate, screamed with memory of fire and screams and blood. Her mind was torn. The alien knelt in the snow, holding the food out. "You don't need to give yourself," it said in that low, strange voice. "But if you come with me, you will never be hungry again." The mother's breath shook. She stared. At the food, steam rising into the cold night, her daughter whispered weakly, "Mama, food." The choice pressed on her chest like a mountain. Trust the enemy, or watch her child fade away in the snow. The cold around them deepened. The snow kept falling. The alien's glowing eyes did not blink, waiting. The mother's tears fell as she held her daughter tighter. The night was endless, the hunger was endless, and the question burned inside her heart. Would she risk everything for just one hot meal? The night was still cold, and the ruined city slept under heavy snow. The mother held her daughter close, the steam from the alien's food rising between them like a cruel dream. The alien's glowing eyes did not move. It waited with strange patience like a statue of war. The child's hand reached weakly toward the hot meal, her voice small. "Mama, please." The mother's heart cracked. She could not watch her daughter starve. Not again, not tonight. Her trembling hands reached out, but she stopped just before touching the container. "What do you want from us?" she whispered, her voice sharp with fear and anger. The alien tilted its head slowly, the metal of its armor groaning. "I want nothing," it said. "I only want to survive same as you." The words were strange, almost human in their sadness. The mother did not believe them, she could not. Aliens had taken everything, her family, her home, her world. Why would one of them offer kindness? Her eyes narrowed. "If you want nothing, why give food to enemies?" The alien lowered its head as if carrying a heavy weight. "I left my army," it said, its voice quiet but heavy. "I saw what they did. I saw the fire. I saw the screams and I left." Its words hung in the frozen air. The mother's breath caught, she did not know what to say. Her daughter coughed weakly in her arms, reminding her of the truth. Food was life. Finally, with shaking fingers, the mother took the container. The warmth burned her skin, but it was sweet, a burning she welcomed. She placed the food in her daughter's hands, and the little one ate quickly, tears rolling down her dirty cheeks. The mother watched, every bite like a knife in her own stomach. She had not tasted hot food in weeks, but she could not take it from her child. The alien watched in silence, its glowing eyes softened for a moment. Or maybe it was only a trick of the snow. When the child finished, the mother wiped her lips and whispered, "Thank you," though her voice shook with hate. The alien nodded once, slow and heavy. "You don't need to sell yourself to strangers," it said, as if reading her earlier whisper. "If you come, with me you and your daughter will live." The mother's blood turned cold. "Why should I trust you?" she asked. The alien looked at her with those burning eyes. "Because your kind will not trust me either," it said. "Humans hunt me, aliens hunt me. I am alone, but I know how to hide. I know where food is. I can keep you safe." The words tore into her mind. Safe. Was there even such a thing anymore? The mother shook her head. "I cannot trust an enemy." The alien's voice was low, almost a growl. "Then trust your hunger." Silence fell again, broken only by the sound of distant boots. The mother froze, pulling her daughter close. Voices carried through the ruins, sharp and cruel. Human voices, not alien but still dangerous. "Check that building. Someone's been here," one man shouted. The mother's heart pounded. The alien's glowing eyes snapped to the noise. "They hunt you," it said, its voice calm but strong. "Do you want them to find you with your child?" The mother's breath shook. She knew what humans did when they were hungry too. They stole, they killed, they did worse. She pressed her child close, her body trembling with fear. The alien moved, standing tall and silent, its armor shifted, and from its side came a weapon, sleek and deadly. The mother gasped. "No, don't. They will hear, they will kill us all." The alien shook its head, its deep voice like stone. "They will kill you if I do nothing." The voices grew closer, boots crunching in snow, laughter sharp like knives. One man shouted, "We know someone's hiding here. Come out or we burn this place down." The child whimpered, her tiny body shaking. The mother held her breath, praying they would pass, praying the snow would cover them. But the voices did not pass. They came closer, the sound of wood breaking, glass shattering, doors kicked open echoed in the night. The mother whispered to the alien, her voice trembling, "If you save us, I will follow you, I swear it." The alien's burning eyes met hers. It nodded once, slow and final. Then it raised its weapon, the metal humming with strange energy. The mother pressed her daughter under the broken floorboards, covering her with old blankets. "Stay quiet," she whispered, tears filling her eyes. The child nodded, silent and afraid. Above them, the boots were almost at the door. The alien stood tall, weapon ready. The mother's heart beat like thunder. In her chest, the air was heavy, every second like a blade on her skin. Then, The sound of the door breaking, wood crashing, voices shouting. The hunters had found them, and the war for survival was about to begin. The door broke with a loud crash, wood and rusted metal flying into the snow. The mother froze, her body pressed against the floorboards, her daughter hidden beneath them, trembling in silence. Heavy boots stepped inside, their echoes like hammers. In the empty house, a rough voice shouted, "We know someone's here, come out now or we'll burn the place." The alien stood tall in the shadows. Its glowing eyes fixed on the intruders, it did not move. Its body as still as stone, but the weapon in its hand hummed with strange energy. The mother whispered under her breath, "Please, don't kill them. Please don't bring more trouble." But she knew the hunters would not leave without blood. 3 men entered first, their faces dirty, their clothes torn but their eyes sharp. They carried rifles, old and rusted but still deadly. One of them grinned, his teeth yellow. "Told you I saw tracks in the snow, someone's been here." Another man laughed. "Good. Maybe they got food, maybe they got a woman." His eyes scanned the room with hunger that was not for bread. The mother's stomach twisted with fear. The alien stepped forward, the floor creaking under its heavy frame. The men froze, shock spreading across their faces. "What the hell?" one shouted. "It's one of them." They raised their rifles, but their hands shook. They had seen aliens before, but not this close, not in the silence of night. The alien's deep voice broke the air. "Leave now," it said, slow and heavy. "You do not want this fight." The men sneered, fear mixing with greed. One spat. On the ground, "You're the one they're hunting, the deserter, the traitor alien." He lifted his rifle, his voice shaking but loud. "We kill you. We get the reward." The mother's heart pounded. Her daughter whimpered under the floor. She pressed her hand over the little mouth, whispering softly, "Quiet. Please, quiet." The alien did not move back, its glowing eyes never blinking. It raised its weapon just a little, the humming sound rising like a storm. The first shot came from the men, a sharp crack that split the night. The bullet hit the alien's armor and sparked, bouncing away into the wall. The alien's weapon answered, a beam of light tearing through the air. It struck the ground near the men, exploding in smoke and fire. The hunters screamed, stumbling back, fear in their eyes now. The mother covered her ears, her body shaking with every sound. She had lived through battles before, but never so close. Never trapped inside the storm. She thought only of her daughter, praying the floorboards would hide her, praying the hunters would not find her. The men regrouped, shouting to each other. "Flank it, hit it from both sides," one cried. They moved fast, circling the alien. The alien blocked one shot with its armored arm. Another bullet tore past its shoulder. Its weapon glowed brighter, the room filling with light and heat. The mother crawled forward, whispering in panic, "Stop, stop. You'll bring more soldiers, more hunters, they'll all come here." But the alien did not stop. It fought with calm power, each movement heavy but precise. One man screamed as the weapon struck his rifle, melting it in his hands. Another fell back, his leg burned from the blast, crying out in pain. The last hunter cursed, pulling the trigger again and again, but his bullets bounced off the alien's armor like stones on steel. The fight ended as suddenly as it began. The men lay broken, groaning in pain, their weapons useless, their courage gone. The alien stood over them, its weapon still glowing, its eyes burning like fire. It did not kill them. It only watched, waiting. "Go," it said, its voice deep and final. "You live because of them." It pointed to the mother, who clutched her chest in fear and disbelief. The men did not argue, they dragged themselves out, stumbling into the snow. One of them shouted as he left, "We'll tell everyone, we'll tell them where you are." His words cut the air like a knife. The mother gasped, her blood cold. The alien lowered its weapon, the light fading, but its glowing eyes turned to her, heavy with warning. "They will come back," it said. "They will bring more and they will not stop." The mother shook her head, her hands trembling. "You should have let them go without a fight. Now the whole city will hunt us." Her daughter crawled out from under the floor, her eyes wide. With terror, her tiny voice soft. Mama, I was scared. The mother hugged her close, tears in her eyes. She looked at the alien, hatred and fear burning inside her, but also something else. Confusion, because he had saved them, the alien, turned toward the broken door, its deep voice steady. We must leave, it said. They know now they will come, human and alien both, and they will not rest until they find us. The mother whispered, Us. Her voice sharp. The alien looked back at her, its glowing eyes strong. You swore it. If I saved you, you would follow. Now we run together. The snow outside was thick, the wind cruel, but danger was closer than the cold. The mother held her daughter, her heart torn between hate and survival. The alien walked ahead, its armor heavy, its shadow long in the moonlight, and somewhere far away, voices echoed in the night. Hunters calling, soldiers marching, the storm of war rising once again. The ruins were burning behind them, flames rising into the night. The mother held her daughter tight as she stumbled through, the snow following the alien's tall shadow. Her breath came fast, sharp clouds in the freezing air, but she did not stop. Behind them, the hunters' voices carried through the wind, louder, closer, filled with anger and hunger. The alien moved quickly, its heavy armor silent in the snow, its glowing eyes scanning the dark. It did not look back, but its voice rumbled low. Keep close, keep silent. They will track us. The mother wanted to scream at him, wanted to demand why he dragged them into this, but her daughter's small body was trembling against her chest, and survival was the only answer left. They left the broken houses and entered the woods, trees standing black against the gray sky. The branches creaked under the weight of snow. The air colder, sharper. The mother's feet slipped on frozen roots, but the alien's hand caught her arm, steady and strong. For a moment she pulled away, hate burning in her eyes, but she knew without him she would fall and never rise again. Where are you taking us? She whispered, her teeth chattering. The alien did not turn, only walked deeper into the forest. Somewhere safe, somewhere hidden. The mother laughed bitterly, the sound thin and weak. Safe? There is no safe left. The alien's voice was firm. There is, but only if you trust me. Her heart twisted at the word trust. She remembered fire raining from the sky, her husband's scream, the endless hunger that followed. How could she trust the monsters who had taken everything? Yet here she was, running with one, her daughter's only hope. The child stirred in her arms, her voice soft. Mama, I'm warm now. The mother pressed her lips to her daughter's hair, whispering, Stay with me, little one. Stay with me. The alien glanced back, and for a brief moment his glowing eyes seemed less like fire and more like sorrow. Hours passed like years, their steps heavy, their bodies weak. The hunters' voices faded, but the forest was alive with new sounds. Wolves howled in the distance, drones hummed faintly in the sky, scanning the ground with beams of light. The mother ducked low as one passed, her heart thundering. The alien raised his weapon but held his fire, whispering, Quiet, let it pass. The drone moved on, leaving silence heavy as stone. They found shelter in a broken tunnel hidden under roots and snow. Inside it was dark, damp, and cold, but no light from above could reach them. The mother laid her daughter down on a blanket of old cloth, brushing frost from her hair. The little one closed her eyes, whispering, Mama, don't let them take me. The mother's heart cracked. Never, my love, never. The alien sat near the tunnel's mouth, his weapon across, his knees, his glowing eyes watching the forest outside. The mother studied him in the dark, her voice quiet but sharp. Why do you care? Why give us food? Why fight for us? For a long time he said nothing. Then his voice came low and heavy. Because I lost my own. The mother frowned, confused. Your own. The alien nodded. My family, my child, burned in the war I helped start. My people told me it was victory, but I saw only ashes. I left them, I ran. I have been running ever since. His voice was steady, but there was pain beneath it, deep and old. The mother lowered her eyes, a storm of anger and pity twisting inside her. She wanted to scream at him, to curse him for all the dead, but her daughter's sleeping face kept her silent. The night stretched long, broken only by the alien's watchful silence and the mother's quiet sobs. At dawn, pale light seeped into the tunnel. The alien rose, his armor groaning softly. We must move again. They will search the forest. They will smell smoke from the ruins. The mother carried her daughter, weak but determined. Together they stepped back into the snow, leaving behind the safety of the dark. They walked for hours through broken fields, past shattered machines buried in ice. The alien moved with strange knowledge, avoiding places where drones searched, avoiding paths where humans left tracks. The mother followed, though her legs screamed in pain. Her thoughts churned like a storm. Could this creature really protect them? Or was she only walking into a new kind of death? The child's small hand reached out from her arms, touching the alien's cold armor. The alien slowed, glancing down. The little girl smiled weakly. You walk like Papa used to, she whispered before sleep claimed her again. The alien's steps grew heavier, and though his face was hidden, the mother saw him lower his head. That night, as they camped near a frozen river, the mother finally spoke again, her voice trembling. You lost your family, I lost mine. Maybe that makes us the same, but if you ever betray us, if you ever hurt her, I will kill you myself. The alien nodded slowly, his glowing eyes steady. Then we understand each other. The river cracked in the night, a sound like thunder rolling through the frozen land. The mother held her daughter close. The alien kept his weapon ready. Neither of them slept much, for the forest was alive with hunters, with drones, with shadows, and though they had survived another day, the storm of danger was far from over. The frozen river stretched behind them, silent and endless. The mother carried her daughter close, her arms aching, her breath weak. Beside her, the alien moved with steady steps, his glowing eyes cutting through the dark like lanterns. Snow crunched under their feet. Each sound too loud in the still night, they found another tunnel hidden under broken stone, its entrance half buried by snow. Inside it was narrow, damp, and cold, but it was shelter, and that was enough. The mother laid her daughter down on rags, covering her with a torn coat. The little one shivered, whispering, Mama, will there be food tomorrow? The mother kissed her forehead, her throat tight. Yes, my love, there will. But she did not know if it was truth or only hope. The alien sat against the wall, his weapon across his knees, silent as ever. The mother glared at him through the dark, her eyes sharp. She could not hold her questions any longer. Her voice came out low, trembling with anger. Why are you helping us? Why betray your kind? Why not kill us like the rest of them did? The alien turned his head slowly, the faint glow of his eyes fixed on her. For a long time he said nothing, and the silence pressed heavy on her chest. Finally, his voice came, deep and slow, because I saw too much. The mother frowned, confused. Too much? The alien lowered his gaze. I was a soldier. I burned your cities. I destroyed your people. I followed orders like a machine. His voice cracked, heavy with weight. Until I saw a child die in the fire I made, and she looked like mine. The mother's heart froze. Her hands clutched her daughter tighter. She wanted to hate him, wanted to scream, but his voice was not pride. It was broken, full of pain that was real. I deserted, he said, his voice rough. My army hunts me for it. Your people hunt me for what I am. I am nothing to either. Sighed. The words sank into the silence of the tunnel, heavy like stones. The mother whispered, So you fight for no one. The alien looked at her, his glowing eyes steady. I fight for the memory of my child, and now, maybe for yours. The words struck her like a blade, sharp and strange. She shook her head, whispering, I should kill you for what you did. The alien bowed his head. Then kill me when your child eats and sleeps safe. Until then, use me. Before she could answer, a sound cut through the silence. A faint, buzzing, sharp and mechanical. The mother froze, her blood cold. The alien's weapon hummed softly. Ready, Through the cracks of the tunnel wall, a light swept past. White, blinding, searching. A drone, hovering low, its scanner beam slicing through the forest outside. The mother covered her daughter with rags, whispering, "Don't move, don't breathe." The alien pressed against the wall, his massive frame silent. The beam passed slowly, pausing near the entrance. The air was heavy. The mother's heart pounded so hard she thought it would give them away. Her daughter's chest rose and fell under her hand, the child's tiny body fighting not to cough. The beam lingered, then moved on, fading into the night. Only silence remained. But it was not peace. The mother trembled, her hands weak. Her daughter whimpered softly. "Mama, I'm scared." The mother kissed her head. "I know, my love, I know." When the drone was gone, the alien finally spoke. "They are close, they will not stop searching, they want me and they will kill anyone near me." The mother's anger rose, her whisper sharp. "So you bring danger to us. You give food, but death follows. Maybe I should leave you." The alien's glowing eyes burned, but his voice stayed calm. "If you leave me, you will not last a night, you know it." The truth cut like ice, and she hated it, because he was right. The next day they found signs of life in the ruins ahead. A camp, hidden among broken factories, smoke rising weak from a barrel fire. The mother's heart lifted, hope stirring. "Humans," she whispered. "Maybe they will help us." The alien's voice rumbled. "Or maybe they will kill me." But the mother held her daughter close. "Then I will beg them, I will make them see." They stepped into the camp, ragged people turning to stare, eyes wide, hands gripping weapons. A man stepped forward, tall and rough, his face lined with scars. His voice thundered, "What is that thing doing here?" He pointed at the alien with his rifle, hate burning in his eyes. The mother stepped forward quickly, her voice desperate. "He saved us. He has food, please. Let him stay." The camp erupted with shouts, men and women raising weapons, their voices sharp with rage. "He's a killer, a monster," one cried. "He should die," another shouted. The scarred leader raised his gun, pointing it at the alien's head. His voice was final, cold. "You don't belong here, alien, you die tonight." The mother's heart dropped, her arms tightening around her daughter. Her voice broke in a scream. "No, stop." But the leader's finger curled on the trigger, and the crack of the gun split the camp. The gunshot cracked like thunder echoing through the ruined camp. The mother's scream tore the air, her arms clutching her daughter tight. For a heartbeat the world froze, smoke rising from the scarred leader's gun. But the alien did not fall, not yet. The alien had moved at the last instant, the bullet striking his shoulder, sparks flying from his armor. He staggered, his glowing eyes flashing with pain, his weapon slipping but not falling. The camp erupted with chaos, people shouting, weapons raised, fear and rage filling the air. The mother pressed her daughter against her chest, whispering, don't look, my love." The alien straightened, blood dark against the snow. His voice was deep but unshaken. "I do not want to fight you," the leader snarled, raising his gun again. "Then die and save us the trouble." He pulled the trigger once more, but this time the alien's weapon hummed. A burst of light struck the ground at the leader's feet, blasting dirt and stone. The crowd screamed, some running, some aiming. Their weapons with shaking hands, the mother cried out, stop this madness." Her voice broke, but no one listened. The camp was a storm of fear. At that moment a new sound cut through, the sharp metallic shriek of machines. The alien's eyes widened, his voice heavy. "They found us." From the hills above the camp came shadows, tall and inhuman, glowing red in the night, alien hunters armored and merciless, their weapons blazing as they stormed the camp. The first blast struck a fire barrel, flames shooting high. Men and women screamed as energy beams cut through walls and flesh. The mother fell to her knees, covering her daughter, the world exploding. Around them, the alien moved fast, stepping in front of them, his weapon blazing bright. Beams of light shot into the attackers, 2 hunters falling, but more poured in, their voices cold and cruel. The camp dissolved into chaos, humans firing in panic, screaming, running. The scarred leader cursed, firing at both alien and hunter, his rage blind. The mother shouted, her voice breaking, "Help him! He's saving us, help him!" But no one listened, no one cared. Survival made them deaf. A blast tore through the camp's fence, and in the chaos the mother's heart stopped. Her daughter was gone. Pulled from her arms, she spun, her scream shattering her throat. "No, my baby." A hunter's clawed hand held the child, her small body kicking, her voice crying, "Mama!" The mother ran, but a wall of fire blocked her path. Her body shook with despair, her legs weak. "Give her back!" she screamed, tears burning. Her face the alien saw, his glowing eyes blazing. He roared, charging forward, his weapon cutting through the hunter holding the child. But another hunter struck from the side, a beam slamming into his chest. He fell hard, his armor smoking, his blood spilling into the snow. The mother crawled to him, her hands shaking. "Get up, please, don't leave me now." The alien's breath rattled, his voice rough. "Save her. You must choose." Another hunter reached for the child, lifting her into a steel cage carried on its back. The mother's heart tore in two, fear and rage colliding. She looked at the alien, broken and bleeding. She looked at her daughter, crying. Out for her in terror, the world narrowed to a single moment, a single choice. Her hands shook as she grabbed the alien's fallen weapon, its surface hot and strange. She had never touched such a thing, but desperation guided her. She aimed, her breath wild, and fired. The blast lit the camp, striking the hunter's leg, breaking it in half. Her daughter tumbled from the cage, landing in the snow, crying, "Mama!" The mother ran, pulling her child into her arms, holding her tight, never letting go. The alien pushed himself up, coughing blood, his voice rough. "You chose, and you chose right." He staggered forward, firing again, covering them, his weapon blazing, though his strength was fading. The hunters fell back for a moment, regrouping, their red eyes glowing in the smoke. The humans of the camp scattered into the night, leaving their homes, their fire, their dead. The scarred leader cursed, running too, his hatred not strong enough to fight the storm. Only the mother, her daughter, and the wounded alien remained. The alien looked at her with fading light in his eyes. "Go," he said, his voice like stone breaking. "They will come again stronger. They will not stop, but neither will we." The mother's tears froze on her cheeks, her arms tight around her child. Her heart ached with fear, but also with something new. Resolve. She met the alien's burning eyes and whispered, "Then I will not leave you, not while she lives." The alien nodded once, slow and heavy, then turned to face the fire and shadows rising around them. The night was not over. The hunters were not done. Blood had been spilled, choices had been made, and in the cold heart of the ruins, a bond was sealed by fire. The snow fell heavier that night, covering blood, ashes, and broken weapons. The ruined camp was silent now, only the wind carried voices of the dead. The mother held her daughter tight, rocking her back and forth, whispering, I have you, my love." But her eyes never left the alien, who staggered, his armor cracked, his body bleeding. He stood tall still, his glowing eyes burning in the dark, but his breath came hard. Every step left red stains in the snow, yet he kept his weapon ready. His gaze on the trees where shadows moved. The hunters had pulled back, but they would return, and all three of them knew it. The mother's voice broke. "You're dying." The alien's voice was low but steady. "Not yet." Her daughter reached out with tiny fingers, touching the alien's cold hand. "Don't go," she whispered, her eyes wet. For a moment the alien was silent, then he knelt slowly in the snow, his glowing eyes softer now, his deep voice trembling. "I will stay as long as I can." The mother wanted to scream, wanted to beg him not to leave them. But she knew his strength was fading, and the hunters were still out there. She pressed, her forehead against his armor, her tears freezing. "Why sacrifice yourself for us?" The alien's voice was weak but clear. "Because no one did for me, and I will not let your child starve as mine did." The words struck her heart like fire. For the first time she saw not a monster, not an enemy, but a father, broken by war, carrying a grief that matched her own. Her daughter leaned into the alien's chest, whispering, "Your family." Now, the alien's eyes glowed brighter for a moment as if her words lit something deep inside. The sound of engines cut through the night, sharp and cruel. The mother's heart froze. "They're coming back." The alien forced himself to stand, his weapon shaking in his hand. "Run," he said, his voice iron. "Take her and run, don't look back." But the mother grabbed his arm, shaking her head. "We don't leave you. Not now. Not after everything." The trees exploded with light as the hunters returned, their red eyes burning, their voices metallic and cold. They fired beams of energy, tearing the ground, breaking stone. The alien roared, standing like a wall, his weapon blazing bright. He cut through 2 hunters, the snow lit with fire and sparks, but his strength was fading fast, every blast shaking his body, every breath tearing his chest. The mother pulled her daughter behind a fallen wall, her hands gripping a broken rifle left by the camp. She had never been a soldier, but she aimed anyway, her finger trembling. She fired, the shot clumsy but true, striking a hunter's shoulder, slowing it down. The alien finished it, his beam slicing through. They fought side by side, man and woman once divided by war, now bound by survival. But the enemy was too many. The alien stumbled, a blast hitting him hard in the chest, his armor breaking apart. He fell to one knee, his weapon slipping. The mother screamed, rushing to him. "No, no, not like this," her daughter cried, her voice breaking the night. "Please don't die." The alien looked at them, his glowing eyes fading like dying stars. With his last strength, he pressed something into the mother's hands, a small device, metal and warm. His voice was weak, almost gone. "Food, shelter, codes. Use this. She will live." The mother shook her head, sobbing. "I don't want your codes. I want you to live." But his eyes closed slowly, his voice only a whisper. "You already have what I could not give, a future." With one final breath, he rose again. Staggering into the fire, his weapon blazing one last time, he tore through the hunters with fury, drawing their fire, pulling them away, until the light of his eyes dimmed and his shadow fell into the snow. The mother clutched her daughter, both of them crying. The hunters were gone, destroyed or retreating, the night silent again. But the alien did not rise, his body still, his armor broken. The mother crawled to him, laying her daughter's small hand on his chest. Her voice was broken but soft. "He was our family." The little girl's stomach growled, loud in the silence. The mother looked at the device in her hands, pressed the button. A small pack opened, hot food steaming in the cold air. She fed her daughter with shaking hands, tears running down her cheeks. The child ate slowly, her lips trembling, then whispered, "Mama, it's warm, it's good." The mother held her, whispering through tears, "Just one hot meal, my love, just one hot meal." The flames of the camp died, the snow fell heavier. The alien lay in the silence of the night, his sacrifice written in fire and blood. The mother and her daughter ate alive for another day, and though the world was broken, though danger would return, they would carry his memory. The deserter who gave them hope. And for the first time in many winters, the mother believed in tomorrow.